One practice that is very, very close to my heart is chanting. It also increases your vibration because Vaheguru has all five elements in one word. Those three different chanting, one outward, one mouthing, and one internal. What is Reiki energy? Basically, is love.
When you do chanting, you don't only lift yourself up,
Yeah.
but you lift others up with you. So, Surinder, what is one practice that you follow through every single day? Because there are a bunch of things that we do. For me, it's journaling, right? Journaling the right questions is very important for me to get my answers back. What is one of yours?
So for me, that one practice that is very, very close to my heart is chanting. In Sanskrit, it's called Japa. Jap, right? It has so many benefits. It's reduced stress, spiritual connection. You are able to connect to the other realm, other dimension. It helps you with your physical issues. Say you have stomach ache or you can't sleep. So Japa helps with that, and it also increases your vibration. Now, what is chanting and what is Japa? So chanting, and of course Sanskrit word for chanting is Japa. Chanting is repeating a word, a mantra, several times, many times. It depends on how you do it, right? Like I practice japa with a mala. Okay, so this mala that I use is 108 beats. So you use this to repeat a mantra. I can only share what I do. So I do sometimes japa on Vaheguru because Vaheguru has all five elements in one word. So when you want to balance your elements in your body, because we are made out of five elements. So Vaheguru is when I feel like I need to balance my elements. Okay. Right. Of course, I also do Om Namah Shiva, which is a mantra for Shiva, which you want to connect with certain deities. So you can work with Shiva. I also do Om Hanumate Namah, which is for Hanuman. And I'm trying to strengthen sun in my life, my sun in my chart, astrology chart. And for that, you say Om Surya Namaha. So you are chanting on the sun.
Yes.
Now, there's three ways you can do. One, you say out loud. Say, I'm going to do, and then I'll just go Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Second one, it's on your lips, but the voice doesn't come out. So basically I'm mouthing the word, but there's no sound coming. And then third one is the mantra repeating in your mind. So there's no word that is coming out, and you're not even mouthing the words, it's just internal. So, you do that way. Mala is a good to use because then you know how many times you did, and it's 108 is a complete number because when you add 108, it becomes 9, and 9 means completion, right? And if you notice in that mala on the top here, there's a guru beat. Right. So when you're chanting, let's say I got Vaheguru, and I came all the way to the end here, right? So now end here, and you never ever go over the beat. You never go like over it. You always turn it around, and then you start chanting again. So basically, when you look at the mala, you will chant all the way here and then come back this way, never going over the guru beat. Okay, that's the proper way to do japa. And like so many things I learned on my way of learning about chanting, and I did take a course to how to properly chant. Now, those three different chanting, one outward, one mouthing, and one internal. Now, it's not one is better than the other. It just means what is that your soul wanting right now. It could be like, sometimes you have so many things in your head and then you feel like you need to say it out to clear that.
Yes.
Right? So then that's the time you use voice, okay? And also you use your voice when you're chanting in a group, okay? Chanting alone is powerful, but chanting in a group is a powerful at a different level, you know, because when everybody is chanting one word or one mantra, it creates a powerful vibration that and say one in that group of 100 people, some are new beginners and some are like done chanting for a long time. What it happened is that it lift up all the new beginners too, so they can experience what it feels to be at the highest level of chanting.
Yeah, and accumulation of all that chanting and that oneness.
Yes.
And even in the book, The Meditations, it mentions that if there is a war going on in a country, but then there is set of people, like group of people, sit and meditate for the peace and for it to dissolve, the issue to dissolve, it actually really benefits a war zone and it sends healing to those people.
Yes.
Right.
So I don't know if you ever heard this experiment that took place in Japan. So they had this water body that was becoming very yucky and mucky and almost you can say rotting, right? So what they did was they called all the people in that city to come to that water body and they all chanted together. So they took samples of water before and after the chanting, and you can really just see it under the microscope, the difference. When we chant in a group, we can heal at a bigger level.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you ever participate in a Reiki share. I think I actually wanted to bring back that service in my business. The Reiki share is when group of people doing Reiki on one person at the same time. Okay, so do you need to be a Reiki practitioner to participate? No, because on that day, even the people who never did Reiki and known, I could help them open their Reiki or healing ability for just that day. And basically, one person is laying in the Reiki bed, and then there's 4 people, especially 4 is good, 8 is good. So why 4? Because all direction from head, one at the head, one at the foot, one on the left, one on the right. And now imagine we all just raising our hand and sending energy. What is Reiki energy? Basically is love. All the energy at the end of the day comes back to love, right? So when you're sending loving energy to this person, like, you know, usually Reiki session takes about 45 minutes to one hour for normal single Reiki session to be done. But when you're doing a Reiki share with group of people, 15 minutes and your highest level. In group, it just increases your vibrational power.
Yeah. And then I feel like that is also the purpose of going to the Gurdwara.
Yes.
Right?
If you truly go there to actually do, but not many people do. They just go, they bow, matha take, and then they sit for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then they go down and eat longer and they're home. But if you can sit in Kirtan, that is chanting, right? So going back to which chanting is better than the other, there's no better or worse, right? This couple of months, I've been doing silent chanting in my mind. I do the chanting. Now, this one right now is working very well for me because it creates a very peaceful inner world for me.
Yes.
So, and also I noticed because the last weekend I was at the Gurdwara and I was chanting for 2 hours. And what I have noticed is it not only bring balance to myself, feel like my energy aura expands, and that includes anybody who is around me, and they also get the benefit of it. So chanting is very powerful, but there's different level and different ways to do it, and you should choose one that is resonating with your soul. Like I said, for now, this couple of months, it's been a silent one that I'm quiet, but I'm chanting. And also, one thing I learned is when I'm chanting, especially at the Gurdwara, I notice, because I gave my monkey mind a job to do, which is chant. Right? Because our monkey mind is constantly moving, right? So now I told my monkey mind that I'm going to repeat this mantra. So monkey mind got busy with doing something I told the monkey mind. Now, when I was listening to the part, the verses at the Gurdwara, I don't know how, Prabhleen, but I understood.
Yeah, can make sense of that.
Like, I mean, Gurbani is written in, but when I'm chanting at the Gurdwara and I'm listening to the Kirtan or to the part, or, verses, I just understand. I don't understand the each word meaning, but my soul understand the deeper meaning behind it. It just feels so much peace and so much love, and again that aura of yours expands. So sometimes in the Gurdwara, when I'm chanting, I feel like my energy is way, 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 way out, because you just keep, because as you chant, you expanding, and that's the reason I could understand.
Exactly, because when you do chanting, you don't only, like you said, lift yourself up, but you lift others up with you.
Yes.
And that's I feel like when we are spiritual and we are givers, and that's a very beautiful way
to give. Yes. And one day I was chanting and I was thinking in my head, I wonder if the next person knows what they're receiving. And even that, how we say we have contracts with everybody that's come to our energy field, right? Those are also contract. A person who's sitting right beside me getting the benefit. And not only that, what I notice is as I'm chanting and my eyes are closed and I'm just chanting, I notice little kids like the age of like 2.5, 3. They come and just keep looking at my face and smiling, because your energy is pure when you're chanting,
right?
And you attract, and kids at that age are pure. Like they still have that connection, direct connection with the Creator, right?
Exactly.
So you're right. It's a beautiful way to give, and not even say I gave it to you. And like we talked about it over and over again, anything you give out.
Another thing, because I've seen in India, most people do part. Okay, so one time I had this question, is like, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ family ਤਾਂ ਇੰਨਾ part ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ, but ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਬਣਿਆ? Meaning that, their family, their whole family does part, meaning like, revise the hymns all the time, but they're so poor.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, it's their choice.
Yeah, it is.
They have chosen, they have made that soul contract.
Yes.
Like we were talking about, that is their purpose. They don't, like, that is not their vision to be rich.
Yeah. And what is rich?
Yeah.
Rich, for some people, rich is having a lot of money. For some people, richness is having a not control, but say over their time. I honestly think like that seems more like a richness to having that, I don't have to work to get this. Like, what I mean? Yeah. You have the say on your time. Okay, at this time I can I can wake up in Amrit Vela and do part. I could wake up at Amrit Vela, have a cold plunge and do a yoga, meditation, breath work, and then then I can go to work. Not everybody can tap into that sort of richness, right? Richness is also when you have a good friend, a solid friend that is with you no matter what. And I think that richness is beyond anything. Having someone who got your back. So rich, like
Yeah.
what is
Like-
what is poor, what is rich?
Richness for me the other day, my parents came and visited me, and my in-laws are here.
Yeah.
And the saag was ready. I made them roti, and for the first time, I served that, right? Because it's usually the other way around. Like my mother-in-law is also very sweet, so she'd always come and cook. And my mom always cooks when I go. This was the first time when they were all sitting and I was feeding them. And I came and I was telling my husband, I was like, I felt so blessed that they're all there.
Yeah.
And then I could serve them. I could give back, and I was like, you know what? It is your choice to see that in a perception. You can see like, oh, I'm doing so much work,
Yeah.
like I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to take care, I have to balance, organize. But at the same time, I'm like, look at that beautiful moment.
Yes.
So
I think we always have a choice of looking at a situation, right? Like even in the worst situation, something bad is happening, you will see, if you choose to, you will see something positive in that situation.
Yeah.
Even when something good is happening, there are people who choose to see that one bad thing
Right.
that's happening. So why can't we do the opposite when everything is falling apart? Can you see one thing that is working, or one thing that is, even having a friend to walk you through that journey?
And there is a friend like who would come and be like, oh, like they're gonna pass away. Like this is the moment you have and ruin it all. I'm like, oh my God. Like be in the present.
Yes.
Why do you have to always be comparing to the past or to the future? And
yeah.
I feel like that is where we ruin our life. And in the last episode we talked about the past, and same thing about the future. We're like, okay, our parents are not gonna be there, our children's gonna move out of our house. It's the misery that we are creating.
Why not think about now you will have all the time for yourself? There's always it's how you look at every situation. I look at my life and say, wow, I have learned, made mistakes, I have grown, I have evolved. What a beautiful journey it has been, right? So or you can look at, oh, this happened, I had to go through this, it's really up to you. It's going back to, is the glass half full or half empty? But can we say you should be grateful that you have a glass?
We never think about that, hey?
Right? Like when you have a glass, you can always pour more, right?
Yes.
But if you don't even have a glass, then what, right? So I think it's your mindset. And I think for the longest time people thought that it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But actually it's a habit, right? Like some people love miseries. They love being in miserable situation, and everything they see is misery, right? Like we were talking about this before the podcast started, that sometimes being yourself, like being your authentic self, can trigger others. Right? And for the longest time I thought I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Right? For the longest time I thought, oh, I'm triggering people, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But actually that is not the way. When you trigger someone, you are holding a mirror to them to self-reflect.
Yeah, the other day I was listening to the interview of Michelle Obama, and she was saying that when she used to present, because of course they don't come from a background of rich people,
Yes,
right? And when Obama had the presidency, of course they had to go meet these royal people and these family and these politicians. And she said, I refuse to play small.
Yes.
Because people wanted me to, right? Because I'm an outsider.
Yeah.
They wanted me to play small. She's like, I refuse to do that to myself. And, that is what we talked about, the self-confidence, that respect, because, and the bullying can happen at any stage in your life.
It can actually, bullying is not something just happen we talked about this. It doesn't only happen at school or home. It happens at workplace. Even at hospitals, even at the service places where we all go for a service, even at a police station, there's bullying can happen anywhere. But taking that ownership, saying, I'm going to be myself, I'm going to be my authentic. And if it triggers others, it's a good thing. If you're triggering someone, you are actually helping them grow.
And also in the last episode, when we talked about you, Surinder, you said the advice that you got is like being true to yourself. And I feel like being true to yourself, like you said, comes through meditation. And chanting is one of the forms that you are connected. And that also gave me the confidence of like not being afraid of what I'm gonna say or speak.
Yeah.
Because before I used to be, am I right?
Yeah.
Like all the time, like, am I doing this right?
And also the thing is, what is right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is right? Because, you could, like, I'll give example, right? For example, a doctor who's gonna cut your stomach open to heal something, let's say you have cancer or something, they're taking it out. And then there is a person, a murderer, who used the knife on your stomach, and one is doing it to heal you, one is to what do you call, kill you. What is right and what is wrong? Is this going to create karma? Now both are doing something wrong. If you look at, they're cutting him open, but whose intentions are right? Because one is opening you up to save you and one is opening you up to kill you. So really, what is right and what is wrong? Really, it is, even sometimes, even that right, we are not here to really look at right and wrong, because that is a human reality. Because we have to have a duality, there's North Pole and then you have to have a South Pole, right? There's right and there's wrong and there's left and the right, right? But when you go into higher dimension, there's no right and wrong. You came here to learn this situation, even if it's wrong, it had to happen for you to be your highest version.
Want to say is your karma is not actually created through your action, it's created through your intention.
Yeah.
What intention did you have? Because sometimes we say that person mistakenly, I was actually helping them, but mistakenly thought that I was doing something wrong and was, telling that to me. But my answer to that is your God knows, right? Like the ultimate source knows what your intention.
And that is one place you cannot hide.
Yeah.
Because that creator and that divine is living inside you. He knows what you're doing.
Because if I'm giving you a beautiful dress, right, Surinder, but I'm giving you with bad intentions, right? I'm like, oh my God, you wear this and something bad happens to you. So that is the thing. I'm doing a good act.
Yeah.
But your actions are not gonna create that karma.
Yeah. And also, coming back to chanting also helps you to clear karma. Of course, it's not like one time you do it.
Yes.
You have to do it. My chanting is that I have to in the morning do nine rounds, right? And then evening 9 rounds, which is 9 means completion. So I would really suggest our followers to maybe start with just 1 round of chanting. And this one is actually a Rudraksha mala, which is a they call this as a Shiva's tear. So when Shiva was meditating and he had tears, and then from the tear goes Rudraksha. So it depends on, Rudraksha mala has a protective energy. Right? But you can use any other mala, like you can use rose quartz if you are working on self-love. You can use amethyst for intuition. Like if you wanted to get into spirituality and you want to move higher, because amethyst is for your intuition, for your third eye. So start with something small, start with maybe 1 round every day, and then you can increase it slowly. But honestly, it's one of my favorite.
The connection is important, and that creates being true to yourself. And that's where we will end this episode. And we hope that you learned from this episode.
And always do things that resonate with your soul.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Soulful Us. Please share it with someone you love. And make sure to subscribe to this podcast. We have created a powerful guided meditation just for you. You can download it now through the link in the show notes and start your inner transformation today.